Breathe. Slow down. Slow it. Down. You know where you are. You know who you are. You're Wally West. You're 15 years old now. And you're completely and totally alone. I knew it was only a matter of time. Things had been okay for a while, but I could feel it coming on again. It always starts in the stomach. Like this terrible low-level uneasy feeling that begins to spread. And then I know it's starting again. The racing thoughts, obsessive overthinking. She used to catch it early. She could make me relax, help me calm down. But she's gone. It's just me now. I don't need anyone else anyway. In the end, we're all alone. Other people just mess everything up. It's just me. I have control. Total control. So breathe, Wally. Just breathe. What's up, everybody? Gojo here, and I know this is new, and I don't have that many followers or subscribers or people that watch my videos, but every once in a while I get a video that pops off, and I'm hoping this is going to be one of them. I've always wanted to read comics on some sort of channel, page, whatever. I love comics. I'm not super well versed in all comics like some people are on here, but I definitely am a big fan, and despite the fact that I don't have every comic book at my every comic at my disposal, I wanted to take the opportunity with the new Flash comic coming out to try to test the waters of voice acting, Wally West doing kind of the editing for it, putting it together for you guys. So let me know what you guys think of that. Other than that, I wanted to talk about the Absolute Flash fucking comic that came out yesterday. I was meaning to make a video about it yesterday, but I didn't want to jump the gun and not make a quality video on this because Flash is my favorite superhero and superpower of all time. I love the Speed Force. I love super speed. I love everything about it. Even though this universe isn't going to have the Speed Force, it supposedly wasn't supposed to have Barry Allen. It ended up having Barry Allen. There's a bunch of stuff that I love about Flash, and this Flash included. So just to preface this, my favorite Flash is Barry Allen, but I also love Impulse and Wally. They're two of my favorite. But it could just be biased because I haven't read a lot of the Wally comics, but I'm just getting into him. And honestly, he is jumping to my top favorite character. A lot of the feats that Flash has accomplished are Wally's feats. So it makes sense to shift this character into the main Flash and have Barry just be a side character that passes away in the first comic. Now, I wrote down a couple notes while I was reading this comic. The first thing I wrote down is this is absolutely Flash. This is absolutely Flash. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if he doesn't have the red and white and the red and gold or whatever the fuck you want. This is a Flash. And if you're a new reader, this is a perfect point for you to hop on and start reading. I'm going to be keeping up, making videos on each comic that comes out for Absolute Flash. Secondly, I love the art. I know a lot of people love the art. I love the style that they drew Wally in with his fucking mullet and his orange hair instead of it being like dark red. Like, I just love it. And it is just a good choice of style for a speedster type comic. Like, I don't like when they do cartoony ass styles. I like this more gloomy, realistic but still cartoonish. Like, it kind of reminds me of Life is Strange, but even though I haven't played the game on the channel yet or played it at all. But anyway, I also put that I love how they explored the exposition of how he got his powers and how the story starts with him talking about who he is, what he does, and why he's the way he is. You see pretty quickly that his dad is not too close with him and that Barry actually takes that place of like a father figure in Wally's eyes, even though Barry is just a scientist that works at the facility that Wally's dad works at. Wally's dad in this universe is a colonel or a colonel. Colonel, stupid. His dad is a colonel, which means that he is one of the highest levels. He's higher than Barry Allen at this point, because Barry Allen is just a scientist. Barry Allen takes Wally down into this lair to show him kind of what they've been working on, even though it's super late and Barry needs to get home and his dad is super strict about it. Shows him anyway, and he loves it. He thinks it's cool. Wally is clearly a science fanatic, loves anything to do with smarts. I hate when people think that Wally is an idiot. He's not an idiot. He's very intelligent. A lot of the Allen family is intelligent, so just keep that in mind when you're reading comics like this. I also put that, of course, Barry Allen is alive, and the fact that he's a scientist is true to his roots. A lot of people also forget that Barry Allen is very intelligent, one of the smartest people on the planet as well, to go along with his infinitesimal speed thinking. Even though he doesn't have that in this universe, he's still very intelligent, and I love that. He also is directly responsible for the reason that Wally gets his powers, so I also think that was pretty neat. Wally and his dad, of course, I mentioned already, they have issues, which is probably going to be explored more in the comic. He thinks that when he gets his powers and he's running away from everybody because he ends up killing, or he thinks he killed Barry on accident, even though I think it's not his fault. Barry was already in the crossfire of that explosion. He runs away, and you end up seeing his rogue gallery, and when you see his rogue gallery, Wally thinks that his dad is the reason that they're after him, which it kind of alludes to that not being true and that they're hired by somebody else, which makes sense because Wally's dad probably has no idea what fucking happened. If anything, he's probably assuming Wally's dead. So that is a bonus for Wally because I think it's going to introduce a factor that Wally's going to be able to be the Flash for a bit because nobody knows he's alive and has these abilities yet. But I don't know. We're only on the first comics, so when the second issue drops, I'll let you guys know, and maybe I'll make a second video doing the same kind of thing, but I'm not sure. But anyway, it's a recurring theme that in this comic book and a lot of Flash books, he runs from his problems, and that is his main source of solving his issues, which isn't satisfactory. It doesn't work for him. He also feels responsible for a lot of the things that happens, even though he isn't. And yeah, I just feel like this comic has a lot of potential with different things, like I was saying earlier, the Rogue Gallery. They introduced Captain Cold, Captain Boomerang. Forget both their names start with Captain, which is kind of weird. I don't know the other people in the Rogue Gallery. I'm not going to show a picture or whatever. If you want to read it, go buy the comic, read it yourself. Support the people that wrote it. Yeah, I forget his name, but he's super cool. I read his Moon Knight comics, and they were really good. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about The Flash. I highly recommend that you go read it. I read it while I was listening to Break-In songs, and it blew my fucking mind. I'm super excited, but I could be biased because I'm a Flash fan. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I've been trying to stay on the grind. I have a couple other videos that are coming out after this today, so expect those. But yeah, stay sturdy, my friends.